Hello children, I hope all are fine and all are doing your studies properly. Let's start with our exercise 1.4. Already we have seen 3 sums in the previous classes. So today we are just going to continue with sum number 4. So take down your classwork, write down question number 4. Write on the question children. Write the steps to obtain the graph of the function y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5 from the graph y is equal to x square. So you have been given with the graph which is y is equal to x square, and from the graph y is equal to x square you are going to make a new graph which is y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. Okay, so now the question is we have to write the steps involved to change y is equal to x square as y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. Okay, let's start with the step and that's our answer part over here. So you're going to write down the first step. So what is the original graph given to you? The original graph is y is equal to x square. So we are going to write down here step 1. Draw a graph of y is equal to x square. This is the first step. Okay children. So now let's go for the second step. Now how is the new graph? The new graph is y is equal to 3 times x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. So here we have only x square, but now the change is that you have to get here x minus 1 the whole square. So before we write step 2, let us come back to page 40. So take page 40. You have translation over there, yes children? Yeah, so you have to take a translation over there, and under translation see the second point. If you have y is equal to f x minus c, then how is the shift? The shift is to the right. Yeah, if you have f of x minus c, the shift is to the right. And if you have f of x plus c, the shift is to the left. And if you have a shift as like f of x plus d, the shift is upward. And if it's fx minus d, the shift is downward. So this comes under translation. And also we have seen 2 more transformation. The one is reflection, the second one as translation, and the third one as dilation. So the second step follows from translation. So let's write down the second step. The graph of y is equal to x minus 1 the whole square shifts to the x minus, yeah, so it's going to shift to the right, yes, shifts to the right for 1 unit, because here the number is 1. So for how many unit is going to shift? It is going to shift for 1 unit. Clear? Okay, now let's come to the third step. Yes, for step 3, I am going to take this part. So first I have taken x minus 1 the whole square part. Now I am going to take these 2 things together, that is 3 into x minus 1 the whole square. Now here that is 3 is multiplied to x minus 1 whole square. That means you have a multiplying factor. Yes. So for knowing in detail about multiplying factor, just come to page 41. I hope you have your books with you. So whenever you have doing your sums, just keep your textbooks with you. So that if I say some points to refer, you have to refer your points for doing the sums. So just come to page 41. Under page 41, you have to come to the topic dilation. Can you see your heading over there as dilation? Yes. Under dilation, see the second para. If the positive constant is greater than 1, the graph moves away from the x-axis. So how are you going to? If, what is that? If the multiplying factor or if the positive constant is greater than 1, how is the graph going to be? It is going to move away from the x-axis, and if the positive constant is less than 1, it is going to move towards the x-axis. So just explain over here, children. Suppose we have a x-axis and a y-axis, and if the multiplying factor, suppose here the multiplying factor is 3, so that means it is greater than 1. So if you have such a condition, the graph is going to move away from the x-axis, away. So it is going to move away from x-axis. Okay, if the multiplying factor is greater than 1. And if we have a condition saying that multiplying factor is less than 1. Okay, if it is less than 1, so the graph moves towards the x-axis. Clear? So just keep this in your mind when you follow the sums. Okay. So now here we have a multiplying factor which is greater than 1. So how is the shift going to be? The shift is going to be away from the x-axis. So now the step 3. The graph of y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square shifts, or I'll just write down here, the graph of y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square moves away. Instead of writing shift, I'll just put here moves away from x-axis. It moves away from x-axis since multiplying factor is greater than 1, that is 3. Okay, so why the graph is moving away from the x-axis? Because the multiplying factor is greater than 1, that is 3 here. The multiplying factor is 3, which is greater than 1. Okay, greater than 1, that is 3. Now let's come to the next step. Right here, step 4. Now just see, children, so we have completed the half part of the functionation. That is, we have seen how to draw the graph for 3 into x minus 1 the whole square. Now you have plus 5 added to it. So now this again follows a transformation from translation. That is, you have to see this f of x plus d. When you have f of x plus d, where is the shift going to be? The shift is going to be upward. Okay, but for how many units? It is for 5 units, because the number 5 is given over here. So let's conclude the statement as step 4. We write over here the graph of y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5 shifts. Where is going to shift? It is going to shift upward for 5 units. Shifts upward for 5 units. So these are the steps that is being involved in the process of changing y is equal to x square as y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. So these are the 4 steps. I hope you are clear with the steps. So we have just used translation, and also we have used dilation over here. So 2 different transformations was done over here. So let's see the graph of y is equal to 3 times x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. So you have to take your scale and your pencil and you are going to draw a graph over here. Let's start with the graph. So draw a x-axis and a y-axis. X, Y. Okay, children. Actually, in the question is just to write the steps, but we just draw the graph also, so that if this type of questions are being asked, or we get a clear idea. Okay, if we do the graph, we'll get a clear idea how our graph looks, or how the new graph is going to be. So let's do the graph part also. If the same question is being asked in the exam, write the step, and along with the step you show the graph also, so you may not miss any marks. Okay, then you just go on plotting the values 0, 1. So when you plot the numbers, please use your scale and your pencil so that the graph look neat. 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay. Just plot the graph. Or I'll just draw a table for y is equal to x square. Or I'll just draw it below, no problem. I'll just do it down. Y is equal to x square. So I just take the value for x and y. Y is equal to x square. Students, so if I take x as 0, y is equal to x square. I am taking the original graph. Y is equal to x square. So 0 square is 0. 1 square is 1. -1, 1. Then we have, if I take x as 2, I get 4. And similarly, if I take -2, I get 4. So just take down. Draw the table. You have to just draw the table and all the graphs with a pencil and a scale. So just follow it, children. Present your graphs neatly. Okay. So just have one more point. You can just take one more point. I'll just do for -2. I'll put here -2, and for that I'll write here 4. So if x is -2, -2 the whole square gives you 4. Yes, children? So let's try to plot the graph. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, -1, 1, -1, 1, somewhere here. 2, 4. Actually, what happens if we do this in a graph, it will be accurate. So when when our classes begin, when our regular classes begin, we'll just do this again in our graph note. Okay, children? So just so that for neat representation. Anyhow, it's our choice. We can do it in a plain paper or in a graph paper. So we have our choice. If you want to represent the graph using a graph paper, you can do it. No problem. 2, 4, -2, 4. So -2 and 4 around somewhere here, yes? So just try to plot it. Your graph will look neat because you are going to take an appropriate measurement, yes, children? So the graph will look neat for you. So just put here -2, 4. Okay, done. So have just plotted the points. -2, 4. Okay. So I'll just plot the graph by drawing a smooth curve. I'll try to join the points using a smooth curve. Okay. Okay, done. So this is the graph of y is equal to x square. I hope you have plotted the graph, children. Do it. So complete the graph. So we are just going to follow step by step, and we are going to arrive to the final step. So I started with step 1. I have just drawn a graph of y is equal to x square. First step is done. Okay, done. Now let's see the step 2. The graph of y is equal to x minus 1 the whole square shifts to the right. I have told you the positive numbers are on the right side and the negative numbers on the left side. So where it is going to shift now? the point is shifting to the right for 1 unit. So it is coming to this side. Yes, children, somewhere. So from 0, now where it is shifting to? It is shifting to the right for how many unit? For 1 unit. So for just for one unit. So now the new graph is somewhat here. So this way. Just increase it and here it will come like this. So from 0 it goes here, yes. So shift to the right. So this is y is equal to, I'll write here so that you don't have any confusion. Y is equal to x minus 1 the whole square. So it's shifting 1 unit. Plotted. This is just using the transformation. See, we are not going on writing the table and plotting the values. This is using the rules or using the definitions. We are plotting the graph. So we have plotted the graph over here. Have you plotted, children? Okay, so we have plotted for y is equal to x minus 1 the whole square. Done? Now let's come to the third step. The graph of y is equal to 3 x minus 1 the whole square moves away from x-axis. It is going to move away from the x-axis. See, we have a graph over here. This is the, this is x square graph. So I'll just put here, this is confusing for me. So I'll just put here inside y is equal to x square. So we have got a new graph over here, y is equal to x minus 1 the whole square, yes. So now this graph is going to move away. Away means now we have here, so it should move away from the x-axis. So somewhat here, approximation, just approximately it is going to lie out somewhere here. So I'll put a new graph. So it is going to lie, I'll keep this part as it is, or what we do is, yes, you can just use your pencil and you can show this is going to shift little inside, it is going to compress or it is going to move away from the x-axis. Keep this point as it is, okay? This point, don't change this unit. It is just moving away. It's moving away from the x-axis. See, actually it was here first. So now it is moving. This is your x-axis, yes? So it is going to move away from the x-axis. So the point is here, y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square. Just see carefully, a small slight changes. You have to follow very slight changes. Have you done? So first we have drawn for y is equal to x square. Then we have shifted the graph for 1 unit towards the right and we got a new graph. This is first one is y is equal to x square. The darker one is y is equal to x square. Okay, then we have plotted for y is equal to x square minus 1 square, which is from 1. And now you are going to plot for y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square, which says that the graph moves away from the x-axis. So just keep the same point and you have to just bend, or you have to just expand, move away from it. That is, x-axis is here. So move away from x-axis and let's come for the last step. The graph of y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5 shifts upward for y. 5 unit, upward for 5 unit. So 1 unit, this is 1. So 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit. See? So everything is this same. This point comes over here. It is in 1, so it is going to shift upward for 5 unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. This is your graph, yes? So somewhat it comes here. So this is y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. So this is just for our reference, okay? A rough figure for the graph. So see how we started with the curve. We started with this curve and now we have got a curve over here. Y is equal to 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. Just draw the curve using a smoothly. I have told you can use smooth curve and complete the graph. See, so don't get confused. Y is equal to x square graph. It starts from the 0 origin. The first graph. The second thing was for x minus 1 the whole square, and the third one was for 3x minus 1 the whole square, and the final one is for 3x minus 1 the whole square plus 5. Just complete the work, children. I hope you have taken down the graph. Don't make it confused. If you just see the graph at the last, you will be confused. You will be really confused with the graph. So that's why you have to follow step by step. So once you see the graph step by step, it will be very, very easy to understand the steps that we have written and also the same steps we have applied for the graph. So just relate both of the things and you just study so that it will be easy to you. Okay, children? So we have completed with sum number 4. Let's go to the next question. Take on the next question now. From the curve y is equal to sin x, graph the functions. So you are going to start with the new sum. From the curve, I hope the sum is clear. Yes, children? Yes, we have. I have repeated. I have explained to you twice and thrice. So just understand the sum carefully. So let's start the fifth sum. From the curve y is equal to sin x, graph the functions. First one, y is equal to sin of minus x. Second, y is equal to minus sin minus x. Y is equal to sin pi by 2 plus x, which is cos x. Y is equal to sin pi by 2 minus x, which is also cos x. So we are going to plot 4 different functions from a given curve. What is a given curve here? Y is equal to sin x. Let's see how to start the graph. Okay, I hope you have taken on the question. Okay. Shall we move for the graph part, children? So first of all, we are going to do the graph for y is equal to sin x. Okay, let's start with the work over here. So first of all, let's see how to plot a graph for y is equal to sin x. We are not just moving to the first part. I'm just going to draw a graph of y is equal to sin x. So you should know how is the graph of sin x looks like. Okay. So you should know, yes, how is the graph of sin x and how is the graph of cos x and so on. So first, I'll teach you how is the graph of sin x looking like. So sum number 5. So everyone has to start along with me. You have to draw, no need to draw a big x-axis and y-axis. Just draw x-axis and draw a y-axis. And when we have done some sums, I have told you the range of the cos x and the range of the sin x is between minus 1 and 1. It's going to lie between minus 1 and plus 1. So here we are just going to take two values on the y-axis as minus 1 and 1. So first we have the origin. Here you take plus 1 and here you take minus 1. Here we are going to not write number 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to write down the angles over here. So the first angle will be pi by 2, 0, pi by 2. Then it's pi, 90 degree, 180. Here's 3 pi by 2 and it's 2 pi. Pi by 2 means 90 degree. Okay. Pi means 180 degree. 3 pi 2. So 3 into 90, 270 degree, 2 pi. So 360 degree. You can just have a note of this. You can just write down here separately. So pi by 2 means 90 degree. Pi means 180 degree. 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 means 3 into 90. 390, it's 270. 2 pi. 2 into pi, it is 2 into 180, 360. Same way you have to just put down here as a negative. So it's minus pi by 2, minus pi. So as you go on plotting for 1, 2, similarly use the scale markings to write pi by 2, pi and so on. minus 3 pi by 2 minus 2 pi. Okay children, so just plot it. Plot the points properly children. Here for sin x and cos x, whenever you deal with trigonometric functions on the x-axis, you have to take the angles. So what are the angles we are taking over here? Pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. Okay, so just do it. Okay, so let's see how to plot the graph for sin x. So I'm just drawing the curve for y is equal to sin x. This is a question because from the original curve only we are going to apply the transformations and we get a new curve. Yes children? So let's draw the original curve, that is y is equal to sin x. So how to start your graph? The value for sin 0 is 0. Remember this value we have used in our trigonometric. Yes, sin 0 is 0 and sin pi by 2 is 1. Remember this. So 0 to 1. So just remember these two values. Do not just keep everything on your mind. Let's try to fill the details with the help of these two values. So sin 0 is 0 and sin pi by 2 is 1. So it starts from 0, starting point. Sin 0 is 0, so 0, 0 and pi by 2 is 1. So for pi by 2 it is 1, somewhere here. So you can just draw a dotted lines so that our curve looks neat, Just use proper line, dotted line. Here also you draw a proper dotted line. And our curve is going to line between these two lines. So that when we draw the peaks, it will be fixed properly. It will look neat. So draw a dotted lines for minus 1 and 1. Have you drawn the plotted line, this one, dotted lines? Okay, now let's start. So 0, 0. So where you get 0, 0? Here, somewhere 0. Sine of 0 is 0. Sine of pi by 2. So sine of pi by 2 is 1. Somewhere here. Yes, children? So it goes like this. 0 and here. And again it comes to pi. See here, be careful. So you have a pi by 2. So it goes like this. You have a pi, then 3 pi by 2, it should be 1. And here you get 2 pi. I hope you are clear with the figure, children. See, we have a peak at pi by 2. And we have a peak at 3 pi. Peak means like a mountain. You have a peak part. Peak part. Similarly, you are going to continue the same manner. So here, so you have a peak. It goes like this. At minus pi by 2. Like this. And here you have from here. Minus 3 pi. Okay. So I have completed the graph for sin x. See how I have started? I started from 0. So 0 to pi, then pi to 2 pi, 0 to minus pi, and minus pi to minus 2 pi. So this is the curve for sin x. Remember the curve for sin x. You should know how to plot the curve. Okay? Just use a smooth curve. Just it's your own. You have drawn a parabolic curve and so many things. Yes, students, in 10th standard you have plotted many graphs. So you should know how to draw the curves. Plot the curves properly. Okay. Now, this is the curve which is given to you, and now from this curve we are going to make a new curve. So every time, that is for every subpart, you are going to draw the curve again and again. Student, like we have done for our first sum, we have done the same curve. For y is equal to x cube was given us. So we have done it again and again 4 times. Similarly here also we are going to repeat this curve 4 times. So this is the y is equal to sin x curve. Now let's come for the first subpart. Y is equal to sine of minus x. Let's write down y is equal to sine of minus x. Okay. So before I start with the sum, I just want you to come to page. You have to take your lesson number 3 I think it's 99. Yeah, correct. Take on page 99. Okay, so for this sum, that is for trigonometric functions, we have some points to remember over here. If you have an angle, I just want you to write down in a place over there. This is the important points you have to note down. So when I have already told you, just have a habit of taking notes. So now this is all the values. This is a degree value and this is a radian. Okay, this is called as radian. R-A-D-I-A-N, radian. And this is your degree. Okay. So now I'll just tell you some values of theta is minus theta in terms of theta. I don't minus theta in terms of theta. How to change minus theta as theta. So let's see. See here it's minus x. So let's see how to change this minus theta in terms of theta. Here instead of theta they have given you x. I hope you people remember this sign as theta. T-H-E-T-A. Theta. Okay. So we have totally 6 trigonometric functions. So write down here sine minus theta, cos minus theta, then sec minus theta, sine, cos, or I'll put tan, I'll just go in order. Tan minus theta, then what we write? Sine, cos, tan, cosec. Now let's go for the reciprocals of this. Reciprocal of sine is cosec minus theta. Cos minus theta is sec minus theta, and tan minus theta is cot minus theta. So remember this 6 different trigonometric functions. So we have minus theta with them. So we are going to change minus theta in terms of theta. So let's see how to go for the conversion. If you have sine of minus theta, it changes to minus sine theta. Minus sine theta. Here only 2 things, that is cos of minus theta becomes cos theta, and also sec of minus theta turns to be sec theta. So this 2, I'll just rub this part also so that you'll be clear with the ideas. So remember children, for cos of minus theta, what is the answer? Cos theta. And for sec of minus theta, the answer is sec theta. And for all the remaining functions, you have to write as minus. The minus comes out. So minus sine theta, minus tan theta, minus cosec theta, minus cot theta. I hope you are clear with this. So whenever you are changing or whenever you are converting minus theta in terms of theta, just change this 2. Cos of minus theta is cos theta, and cosec of minus theta is not that, cosec of minus theta. This is negative, yes, I am just going to follow the positive one. So sec of minus theta is equal to sec theta. And remaining all the 4 has the minus out, that is it, minus sign comes out of the bracket. So sine of minus theta becomes minus sine theta, tan of minus theta becomes minus tan theta, and so on. Clear? So I want you to take down this in your right corner. Have you taken down, children? Okay. Let's start with the first subpart now. Okay, now before we start with the graph, let us try to convert this function as, or let's change this function in terms of theta. We have a minus theta over here. So let's try to write down in terms of theta. So this is equal to, y is equal to sine of minus theta gives you minus sine theta. That means minus sine x. What is y is equal to sine of minus x? Y is equal to minus sine x. Okay, done. Now let's draw the graph and try to plot the function over here. So the same graph you are going to draw over here. I told you we are just going to draw this graph again for 4 times. That is, for every subpart you are going to draw this graph. I'll just do it here. So this is my 1, this is minus 1, 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 2 pi. So draw a graph for y is equal to sin x first. So sin x starts from 0. You can use a dotted line so that our curve looks neat. You use your scale, children. So just plot it properly so that when you draw the curve looks neat. Okay? So do it. Have you done? Have you drawn a graph? Okay, so I have told you that you are going to draw a graph for y is equal to sin x. How is this graph starting? It starts from 0. So 0 to 1. Then it comes to, that is for pi by 2, it comes here. So, then pi, then it goes down here. Then 2 pi. Similarly come here from here. So 0 minus pi. Yes. So I have plotted a graph of y is equal to sin x. Now what is the new graph? What is the transformation you are going to do? You are going to draw a curve y is equal to minus sin x. So just think, this is of which type, children? Yeah. We had a function, if you have y is equal to fx, and if you are going to draw a new graph which is y is equal to minus fx, how will be the graph? Yes, good. The graph is going to be the reflection bar. Yes. So it will be a reflection about which axis? A reflection about the x-axis. That's all, simple thing. This is from which point? From reflection. So just come to page 39. From page 39, the first part under reflection, the graph y is equal to minus fx. See, the function was y is equal to sin x, and now you have minus sin x. That means minus f of x. So when you have minus f of x, the graph is the reflection about the x-axis. So you have to just draw the mirror image about the x-axis. Shall we do the mirror image, children? So let's draw the mirror image. So do the mirror image. Okay. So mirror image. So about the x-axis. So we have to follow the x-axis. This is our x-axis. So same manner. So just repeat your, yes, this way. See. Here again from top. Okay. And 2 pi. And here it goes to pi minus pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. See. So this one, this was the new one. Yes, children. This I started. So this curve is y is equal to minus sin x. Y is equal to minus sin. So what? How we got minus sin x? We have to just take the mirror image of it. You have to take the reflection about the x-axis, because what is the condition? We get y is equal to minus f of x. So when you have minus f of x, the reflection is about the x-axis. See, reflection, a mirror image. You get a mirror image, a mirror image. So this is our first point. Let us write the explanation for this. Write on the explanation. I hope you have taken all the radians and the degrees and everything. Okay. The graph of y is equal to minus sin x is the reflection of y is equal to sin x. So they are the reflection of each other about x axis. Okay, about x axis. So that was our first subpart. That's we have completed for the function y is equal to sine of minus x. What is the value for sine of minus x? It's minus sine x. Let's go for the second subpart. Again, you have to draw a graph of y is equal to sine x. Draw a graph, children. So plot the graph. Draw x-axis, draw a y-axis, put here -1 and 1. This is positive, this is negative side. 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. So you give a proper spacing so that the curve will look neat, the waves will look neat, you know, you get a proper wave. Minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 2 pi. Okay. I'll just draw the dotted lines also so that I will get a proper peak. Okay. Here again I am going to plot the point. Okay. I have just plotted the dotted lines. Okay. So now let's go for the curve of y is equal to sin x. So first let me complete the graph of y is equal to sin x. It starts from 0 and it goes here, yes. So 0, it goes here and comes down. Again it has to come over here. So here 2 pi. It will come to minus pi by 2 and then it goes to minus pi. It comes over here. So this is for y is equal to sine of x. Now let's see the second subpart. What is the second subpart given, children? The second subpart is what's the question? The question is y is equal to minus sine of minus x. Y is equal to minus sine of minus x. Okay. So y is equal to minus sine minus x. I'll just write down here. Alright. So y is equal to minus is over here and we know the value for sine of minus x. What is the value for sine of minus x? Very good. It's minus sine x. So put here minus sine x. Now what is minus minus? It is going to be plus. So y is equal to sine x. So no need to draw a new graph. Yes, children. So y is equal to minus sine of minus x is the same as y is equal to sine x, and already we have drawn a graph for y is equal to sine x. So it's one and the same. See here, minus sine of minus x is equal to, minus is already present here, and what is the value for sine of minus x? It's minus sine x. So minus minus plus, so sine x. Okay, so no need to draw a new graph. You can just say over here, this is y is equal to minus sine of minus x. I'll just write the statement over there. Graph of y is equal to minus sine of minus x is same as graph of y is equal to sine x. That's all. Simple. So minus of sine minus x is same as y is equal to sine x. Okay. Let's proceed for the third subpart. Again for the third subpart you are going to draw a new graph of sine x. You have to follow it. So plot the graph for sine x. So do not waste the time. So this exercise is an important exercise because here you deal with different graphs. I'll just So this is a question part, so I'll keep the question part as it is. I'll go for the third subpart. Let's see the third subpart. They're saying that find y is equal to sine pi by 2 plus x, which is cos x. So they have given you the answer also. They're saying that if you plot a graph for sine of pi by 2 plus x, you will get a graph for cos of x. Okay, children? So before we go to some part 3, I would like to show you how the graph of cos x looks like. So just do not do anything, no need to draw, you just get an idea of how the graph of cos x looks like. The first thing is the same, you are going to plot a x-axis and a y-axis, and same thing, everything is same, 0, it's my plus 1, and here we have a minus 1, and pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. Here you have minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 2 pi. Okay, children, and let's have a small dotted lines so that our graph looks neat and tidy. Okay, I have completed the basic part. Now for sine we took two values. I told you sine of 0 is 0 and sine of 90 degrees is 1. That is sine of pi by 2 is 1. Similarly, for cos of 0 is 1 and cos of pi by 2 is 0. So remember, here we started the graph from 0. So how was your graph starting from? The graph was starting from 0. And how is the graph of cos going to start? The graph of cos is going to start from 1. Yes, so let's start from 1. So it starts from 1. See, it starts from 1. Then at pi by 2 it's 0. So here it's 0. So here 0. Then again it will go over here. It comes to pi. So like this. Okay, children, it will go like this. See, 0 at 1. Then pi by 2 1. Then here again it's minus 1. Then here 0. 3 pi by 2 0. Here it's 1. Then continue here same manner. Okay, it goes like this. Okay, it starts from, see there's a difference, everything looks like a wave, okay, but there's a difference, children. See here I start from 0, here for sine, and here I'm starting from 1. If you just want, you can just take, okay, how you'll do this? Okay, don't take it now, I'll tell you when to do it. Just see the graph, how it looks like, because then it will be a confusion. If I just put the graph of cos x in between, then everything will get confused. So in the last, anyway, we are going to derive at a cos x function. That time I'll tell you how to write down the graph. So just, this is a reference, children. So how is the graph of cos x going to be? It's going to start from 1. Okay, here it started from 0 to pi. Here it's from 1 to pi by 2. Then pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. Okay, so just keep this in your mind. How is the graph of cos x? Just take a photo of a cos x and just keep it in your mind and just memorize it. Just keep the picture of cos x in your mind. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the third subpart now. So we are going to plot a graph for y is equal to sine of pi by 2 plus x. They're saying which is equal to cos of x. Okay, so we are just going to plot, indirectly we are going to plot a graph for cos x. So let's see how we are going to get a graph for cos x from sin x. I'm going to get a graph of cos x from sin x. So first of all, I'll draw a graph. I'll draw a x-axis and I'll plot a y-axis. Mark the origin, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 2 pi. Okay, children, so we have plotted. So be careful. Then now here I am just going to draw a curve of sin x. Okay, first I'll draw sin x. You know how is the graph of sin x looking like, yes? Or shall we do it directly? so that our graph will look neat. Yes, children, if we go on putting everything together, it looks like a mesh. So I'm just going to plot the graph directly. Okay. So let me refer the previous graph and I'm going to draw the graph directly now. I'm not going to put everything together. Here sin x is there is, and here is being added with pi by 2. So it is of this condition, x plus something, x plus c. What happens when you have function f of x plus c? F of x plus c means the graph is going to shift, yes, say, to the left. How is the graph? Where is the graph going to shift? The graph is going to shift to the left side by pi by 2 unit. So let's see how our graph looks. It's going to shift to the left. So where is the graph, actually graph coming from? The graph is starting from 0. But now how is the graph going to start from? Yeah, it's going to be here somewhere. So from minus pi by 2, then it touch over here. So it goes from here to here, then here peak, in here and here. So here, here and here. See? So it's shifting to the left side. Are you noting this point, children? This is very, very important. See, everything, when I just look at the board, I feel everything is same. But when you just notice it minutely, everything is different. Here we started with 0. The original graph of sin x started from the origin 0. But now since it is pi by 2 plus x plus is, see, the shift is going to be the left. So left. So from 0 we have just shifted to minus pi by 2. So draw a curve properly, minus pi by 2, pi by 2. Here we had 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi. So here minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 and so on. Again here the same way. So I'll just write the graph of y is equal to sin pi by 2 plus x shifts to the left for pi by 2 unit, and it is also a graph of cos x. Very simple. So graph of y is equal to sin pi by 2 plus x shifts to the left. Shift to the left for pi by 2 unit, and it is also a graph of cos x. Clear? Okay. Now let's come to the last subpart. I hope you are clear with the graphs, children. Yes, we are just going very slow. So you just understand. I'm just going slow so that you will be clear with the concept. So just follow up, children. Do not waste your time. You can just write your shifts to the left. Okay. Let's complete the last subpart. And what is the last subpart? Okay, the last subpart is y is equal to sine of x minus pi by 2, which is again they are saying it is a cos x. They are saying again this graph is going to give you a cos x. X minus, what is that? Sine of, it's pi by 2 minus x, not x minus, okay. It's pi by 2 minus x. Okay. So I am going to plot a graph for y is equal to sine of pi by 2 minus x. Let's not waste the time. Let's continue with the sum. So again, first of all, we'll try to do it directly. But before we plot the graph, let's go for some changes over here. So what we do here, I just try to take the minus sign common. So I take minus sign common, I get minus, it's x minus pi by 2. Minus of sine x minus pi by 2. So what I am done here, I have just taken a minus sign out as common. So when I take minus common, I get x minus pi by 2. Okay, so now let me plot the graph. So I am going to plot a graph for x minus pi by 2 first. Here already we have plotted for pi by 2 plus x, children. So pi by 2 plus x means it is going to shift to the left. Minus pi by 2 means it will shift to the right side. Okay, let's do it. So just plot it. 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, minus pi by 2, minus pi, minus 3 pi by 2, minus 2 pi, minus 1, 1. I'll just do it little big up. 1, minus 1. Okay. So just do it like this. Okay. Now x minus pi by 2. So the original graph. So this is original sin x, and now how is the shift going to be? The shift is going to be pi by 2. So from where we started from minus pi by 2. So now we are going to start from pi by 2. Yes, you are going to start from pi by 2. So let's do it. So the shift is going to be at pi by 2. So from it was first here it was sine. So now here it will start from this. So from here. Like this. Okay, it goes like this. Okay. So plot the point. So from where it started, actually it starts from like this. Children, it starts from like this. It goes like this. So now how the graph will go? Actually this is the answer you have to get. Okay, this is the cos x graph. So you have to get a graph like this. Just keep this graph. I'll just explain to you once again here. I'll just explain the graph from here. Okay. So now it is from 0 to pi by 2. So how your graph is going to be from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. And it goes like this. And from here to here. And then from here to here. It goes like this. So from here. So now it's minus. See. So I have just done the part. This is the answer part. I have just done that directly. So let's have a small step before that. See children. So actually it was from 0. So now the shift is to the right side. So from here, from pi by 2 it will go. So from pi by 2 it's going to start from pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. Then from here it comes to minus pi by 2 and so on. Now what is the sign present here? Minus. So when you have a sign minus, you have to take the reflection about the x-axis. So how will be the reflection? So this is the original graph, yes? So reflection like this. Reflection. Reflection. Yes, this is the correct way of doing your answer. Yes. See, this is a little confusing. Yes, children, it's not confusing. We have to think properly and you have to present. So I have just plotted cos x. Just listen to me. So we'll have one more step before we do this, so that you will be clear with the concept. Wait. So same thing, here it's 1, here it's minus 1. Okay children? So don't do directly, we'll have a step. Okay, 3 pi by 2. We'll do 2 steps over here. Minus 3 pi by 2. And here it's minus pi by 2. Okay. So first thing is, it is going to shift to the right for 1 unit. So from 0, it's going to start from here. So start from here, pi by 2, pi, then 3 pi by 2 and 2. Start from pi by 2. Then from here, go to 0. It's from minus 1 to pi by 2. From here, it goes to 3 pi by 2 and so on. Plot the graph properly. So this is for y is equal to sine of x minus pi by 2. So from here, you have from here. It goes like this. It from down from here to 2 pi. Then from here. So when you draw with a scale, it will be correct. Here. Okay, this is okay, no problem. Here, no problem. So we have plotted for y is equal to sine x minus pi by 2. So where was the shift? The shift was to the left for pi by 2. Now we have to draw the graph for minus of it. Minus means, yeah, it is a reflection about the x-axis. So just draw the mirror image of it. So this comes like this. Yes, see the mirror image, yes. Yeah, now I get a correct answer. The first one was the direct. I have done directly, so don't need to do directly. We'll show the step. Yeah, yes, it goes like this. Yes, done. So see, I am getting a graph of cos x. So this is y is equal to minus sine x minus pi by 2, which is also equal to cos x. So I'll write. So the graph of I'll put it directly. The graph of y is equal to minus sine x minus pi by 2 is a graph of cos x. Okay. It's a graph of cos x. So first we are shifting to the right and then we are taking as the reflection about the x-axis. So here graph of y is equal to sine x minus pi by 2 shifts to the left, to the right, yes children, to the right for pi by 2 unit, and y is equal to minus sine x minus pi by 2 is the reflection about x-axis. I hope you are clear with the statement. Yes. So here graph of y sine x minus 2 shift to the right for pi by 2 unit, and y is equal to minus sine x minus pi by 2 is the reflection about x-axis. Okay, done. So we have completed question number 5. So now your homework part, your homework is to complete sum number 6 and sum number 7 from exercise 1.4. Complete sum number 6 and 7 from exercise 1.4. I hope you are clear with the statement, children. Shall I write it neatly for you? Okay, just write down neatly because I hope that last part is not visible to you. I'll just write down here. The graph of y is equal to sine pi by 2 minus x is a graph of cos x. Here graph of y is equal to sine x minus pi by 2 shifts to the right for pi by 2 unit, and y is equal to minus sine x minus pi by 2 is the reflection about x-axis. I hope it will be clear to you now. Now I have just written it properly for you. The first it was just congested, yes children? So I have just written it, yes. Now it's clear. Yes, good. So your homework is sum number 6 and 7. So we have one more sum left out in this exercise that will be continued in the next class. So we just stop over here.